In this week's anime introduction, I moved on an adaptation of Atsushi Ohkubo's manga titled Fire Force, which combines irrelevant but exciting ideas and elements. Ideas that may seem silly and bizarre on a paper, and the early parts of which may even make you feel like that are enough to give you a little time to captivate you with its amazing magic. The work of its firefighters is known as the secret force that gather together against the demons who have risen from the bottom of hell to restore security and tranquility to the world once again. Fire Force is literally crazy and perhaps the most different idea possible around the confrontation of good and evil, which can be found in less than equal medium of entertainment, and for this purpose I invite you to watch the rest of today's video. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the whole of the Fire Force anime was crowded in appearance and full of different ideas and elements which form a strange whole. A work that takes place in an imaginary world and for generations people are inexplicably and suddenly set on fire, and from the flames of this fire rise horrible creatures called infernals who can launch a crazy slaughter in a fraction of a second. The only thing that humanity knows about the infernals revolve around the concept of first generation humans, the first generation who have had no control over this fire and over the years suddenly catch fire and turn into foul and flaming creatures who had to be threatened as soon as possible by the special and secret group of firefighters called the Special Fire Force so that their soul could be at peace. Along with the first generation who have inadvertently caused chaos in the world of the Fire Force anime, we also get to know the second and third generations who, as their name can guess, are a muted state of the first generation and can control their inner fire in different ways. People who are like superheroes and supervillains in this imaginary world and use their destructive power for their purposes. One of these third generations is a young boy named Shinrakasaku who can light his legs and use them in a variety of ways, a terrifying and very powerful ability that is called Traces of Devil by others, a title derived from the dark past of this young boy who has ruined his life forever. Featuring red eyes, Shinrakasaku has mastered the abilities of the demon's footprints since childhood and was supported by her mother. However, one day his mother and little brother are suddenly caught in a devastating fire and are powdered alive, a fire that is thought to have been ignited by Shinra. This caused him to be rejected not only by the rest of his family but also by his friends and classmates, and because what happened to his mother and brother, he is called the living devil and his ability is called the Trace of Devil. However, Shinra is confident that he was not the cause of the fire and that he saw a strange creature on the night of the incident. He has spent his entire life learning his power after this incident, and now that he is a young adult, he joined a firefighting squad to not only change people's perspective and make himself look like a hero, but also with the help of the rest of his team, he hunts down the demon that he witnessed on the night of his mother and brother's death. In order to fulfill his wishes, he is forced to face his painful past and passing unexpected and dangerous events whose adventures cause him to unfold behind the scenes of the transformation of ordinary people into the infernals and to reveal a dirty and shocking secret that can turn the whole world against each other. As you must have been guessed by now, the entire Fire Force anime revolve around the fire. On one side are the heroes of firefighters trying to uncover the secret of infernals and save the world, and on the other side are creatures who willingly or unintentionally cause horrific death in the world, one of which is the story of the main protagonist Shinrakasaku, a hero who even the color of his eyes and appearance like a demon make everyone around him doubtful and think that they are facing a very dangerous evil creature. Yet, contrary to Shinra's appearance, we are dealing with pained and a lonely son who, for years, has been tormented by the accident that he is sure was not the cause of it. The tragic death of his mother and brother, who has vowed to find the truth behind the story and goes to the point of being killed again and again. Considering that we are not dealing with a very old anime, David Productions Studio as a creator of this anime has portrayed the element of fire in terms of visual effect, and Battle of Firefighters with Infernals has a different atmosphere from the rest of the action works, which in itself has given considerable value to the series as a whole. If you can tolerate the hustle and bustle of the initial Fire Force anime in the early episodes, you will be facing with a fascinating and even bitter story that will definitely not leave you with regret. In the end, it should be said that if you like to experience a different effect of the confrontation of good and evil with the seasoning of fire, I recommend the Fire Force anime.